Hello everyone, welcome back to Weaving Web 3. We are at ETH Milan live and I'm here with a really exciting guest, Lukasz, Head of BD of Mimic Finance. What is Mimic Finance and why should we be excited about what you guys are building?
Thanks, Stan. Great to be here. Mimic Finance, we are a DeFi infrastructure project focused on automation. So we've been operating since late 21 and we've been helping various protocols and applications to automate various DeFi activities. Stuff like swaps, transfers, exiting and entering positions, and rebalancing. We've been doing this for the past 2 years and achieved process volumes of $4 billion on behalf of our customers. We're on a journey to expand our infrastructure as we're rebuilding it to have intense engine that will improve much more the scalability and experience of how to operate with the protocol. But we're also adding an AI layer. So you're going to have the ability to transform like the natural language processing into any DeFi activity and any automated sequence of DeFi activities.
Okay, so what is the significance for that for normal users or individuals that don't really know what to do with their assets, or they're getting paid and they just don't really know what to do? How are you enabling this with this infrastructure to make that life easier, and like what kind of partners have you been doing this with?
Sure. So we've been working in the B2B space for the past 3 years. We've been engaging with all the major wallets, protocols like Balancer, 1inch. We're working with Trust, Ledger, Trezor, where we help them in managing their assets in an automated way. So we've been helping them with some revenue streams management so far, but the use cases are much wider because basically you can automate anything you want to do in DeFi. So you can predefine certain conditions under which you want any activity to happen, and you can get it automatically enforced on-chain by a relayer. So far our infrastructure has been like, I would say, less scalable. So it's been more of a service provision versus like a product. But with the new AI and intent layers that we're building, it's going to be you're going to be able basically to just write a prompt saying, I don't know, like, I've got some ETH. Whenever this price goes in, I want to sell it to USDC. Then I want to deposit this USDC into Aave or any protocol that offers, I don't know, at least 5% yield. So you're going to be able to have like this very natural language prompt that will get translated into intents or sequence of intents that will get then executed by the solvers. So it will enable also any users who doesn't want to be on top of their portfolio and like managing it. They will be able to define various conditions under which the on-chain activity is going to happen, and then it's just going to get executed by solvers on their behalf.
Okay, that's really interesting. Would you be able to, let's say, kind of go more into that intense part of it? Because some people may not understand how that whole process works. So, some people may think like you will be paying gas fees for every single, let's say, transactions that, or within the prompts, you have to sell, then buy, then deposit. So, would you be able to explain how that kind of works?
Of course. So the biggest improvement with intents over like the traditional transacting on chain is when you want to do something today in DeFi, you have to both specify the what and how. So you say like, you want to sell ETH to USDC, but then you have to choose how you want to do it. So you need to find the protocol under which you want to do it. You get a price quote, you have to click, execute, sign a transaction, pay gas, etc. With intents, you just specify that you want to, sell ETH to USDC, but you don't say like, in this protocol, you can define the price, you can define different like timestamp, etc. But then it goes, the intents, it's an off-chain message that you sign, and then it goes out to solvers, who are the I would say professional bodies who are managing those intents, and then they just basically execute it on your behalf. So it's gasless, so it's much better UX because the gas is abstracted from the price, but you don't have to have this gas token in your wallet.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the biggest problems in the industry is everything's so complicated. You have to pay for all these fees, and it actually, at the end of the day, when you use your banking system, it is, you don't even know what's happening in the back end, right? And then that's what we really need to see more of, because people are just wasting their time, getting frustrated, not understanding, and then that's kind of how you end up getting scammed, because there is just too much to do, and then you lose focus, right? So how would you like to see potentially, let's say, users, developers using your infrastructure to essentially enable the next, like, let's say, generation of D-apps, finance applications? Like, what would be like your ideal situation in, let's say, half a year's time you've launched all your like new features?
It's a great question. So like we see our roadmap going into a few directions. So the first one is going to be like we're building a platform that is going to be targeting financial managers, treasury managers, and anyone who's like managing larger amounts of money and need to automate some repetitive DeFi interactions. But we're also going to target developers and other app builders. So for example, wallets could integrate our infrastructure to offer their users this natural language processing way of interacting with DeFi. So the users, instead of having like traditional swap widget or depositing into a protocol, they can just like write a prompt saying, hey, I want to get some yield, at least 5% on my stablecoins or my USDC or whatever. And so that's one way of integrating our infrastructure. Secondly is we're going to build our own AI agent that is going to be translating the prompts, and that's going to be executing on the intent layer to interact with DeFi. So we're going to enable other AI agents to integrate with our intent layer and like DeFi execution. So it's going to be targeting the AI developers who wants to offer some sort of trading bots or any other like AI way of interacting on chain, but they don't have this execution layer. So they're going to be able to plug into our intents layer, and their bots will be able to create intents that will get executed by our network of solvers. So yeah, these are like the two main ways of like how we're planning to open it up to other applications and developers.
So you're actually a protocol that's actually using AI, not just saying we're using AI in our flashy words and stuff. Because like I think we've seen a big rise of projects that are using AI, but actually they're not using it. We're just using it in the back end and potentially. But like I definitely think the advantageous effort on your part is onboarding these normal users that have no idea what they're doing, and that's simplicity of just talking to it. Because like I think now is a perfect time to integrate AI essentially into like our trading patterns, because at the end of the day we have all busy lives, and if we can pre-program things that we already want to do in like a trustless way, it seems like a much better way for wider adoption. And if there's like anything you want to, let's say, get across to the people that's really important to people to know about Mimic Finance, or just the things that you guys are like going to be building that actually maybe a protocol out there should integrate you for those reasons.
I mean, it's on the like kind of touching on the AI part. Like we haven't planned to be like this AI protocol or anything like this. Like we've been doing DeFi automation for the past 3 years, and like we've been looking for ways to scale because at the moment deploying for a new customer, it's like very long and cumbersome process. So we were looking on ways to scale. So the first part we've explored was like intents. That this is the way where we can have more scalable way of automating different stuff. And then we were supposed to build a relayer that's going to be creating intents. But as we were doing some research, some tests, we started looking into AI, and we've actually found out that having an AI agent creating intents on our behalf is much more efficient way than building our own relayer, and it's going to take us much less time to build an AI agent than to build a relayer, a custom relayer. So now we kind of started going into that rabbit hole and exploring different ways of having the AI involved, so like NLP. We're going to have like multiple AI agents that are going to build like the whole AI layer that's going to be doing different parts of the process, but in essence you're going to be automating DeFi. So anything specific like the first product that we're going to build is going to be this like institutional treasury management platform for anyone who wants to automate various on-chain activities. And we've spoken to many funds, liquid funds and hedge funds who has got some on-chain activity, and they want to automate parts of the processes. So with the new platform that we're building, they're going to be able to just go in, log in, connect their wallet, specify what they want to have automated, like under which conditions. They will be able to put some safeguards in place, stuff like limits, like to ensure that any unwanted activities are happening on their wallet. So they're going to be able to do all of this, and then they're just going to specify what is the sequence of the automations they want, under which conditions, what are the amounts, and other parameters that they want to set, and then it will just work.
So is this like essentially like a multi-chain version? Would I be able to deploy this on any chain, or is this like a slowly thing that you need to, I know there's different code bases, there's different languages. Is that something that later on down the line you'll be able to go, let's say, on Base, and then I can go on, I don't know, Sui or Solana, and then do these kind of things?
So currently we're EVM only, so we're supporting 12 networks on top of like Ethereum, like all the major ones, Arbitrum, Optimus, Base, Polygon, etc. So it's multi-chain at the moment, so you can deploy your strategies across different networks. We're also building cross-chain intents, so you're going to be able to say, okay, I've got ETH on this network, I want to deposit into Aave on this network, and the intents will create, or the AI agent is going to create intents that will get executed in the way that it's going to be working cross-chain. So yeah, we're now expanding into Solana. We're also looking at Ton and Tron, because these are like very
big ecosystems.
Big ecosystems, a lot of volumes there. So there's definitely a huge opportunity to capture. And at the end of the day, we want to be the standardization kind of platform and infrastructure for automation. So like anyone who need to automate anything into DeFi, hopefully is going to integrate our infrastructure, and they're going to be able to use it in their applications, or they're going to be able to automate stuff through like an API.
Okay, that's really interesting. So where do you think, let's say in like half a year's time, will we still be seeing this AI kind of thing? Do you think we really still haven't uncovered the true potential of it, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, 6 months is a short time span, but also it's a large one in terms of like, if you think, where we've been 6 months ago with the AI and how it's developing, and like, it's growing exponentially. So I think we're going to have some real world use cases of AI in crypto, and there's already decentralized networks for AI agents, and there is a lot of intersection of crypto and AI. We see a lot of potential in how AI can help interacting with DeFi. Absolutely. And that's what we want to challenge, and that's what we want to capture, that part of the market. But yeah, I think we're just going to see more and more intersection and like usage of AI in crypto space.
Okay, so into kind of, let's say, kind of finish around, what would be the main thing, let's say, someone watching, maybe a developer, investor, like a hedge fund, what should they know in the way to interact with you, or what they should be excited about?
So what should they be excited about, and what should they be looking forward to is like, they're going to be able to, so think of it, if you have got any funds or treasuries, etc. Usually they use a multi-sig safe or something, or mainly safe, to manage their treasuries. So if they want to do any transaction on chain, even like a very small one, they do need to get like all the signatures. Sometimes it could be like 5 out of 8 signatures. People are traveling, people are like different time zones. So getting 5 signatures, if you need to do something quickly, is very, very, and sometimes it could be like a repetitive, like a rebalancing or any sort of like this. So this could be, a very unpleasant experience. So with us, they're going to be able to say, okay, I've got a portfolio composition of X amount of tokens, and I want to keep this composition. If it goes 2% off, it's just going to automatically rebalance, sell this, buy that, and no one needs to sign anything, no one needs to do anything, because it's all going to be all going to be pre-programmed. So whenever the conditions are met on-chain or off-chain, they're going to be, the transaction is going to get executed. So it's going to allow them much more efficiency in managing their funds, and more time to do other stuff than like chasing signatures and executing transactions and proposing it on the multi-sig and like tracking and managing. Like we have got a lot of monitoring protocols that we're integrating that will like create alerts on various on-chain activities. So let's say, I don't know, if you have got USDC in Aave, and we can set an alert that if the liquidity drops by 20% in a time span of like 1 hour, we can program some sort of an activity. So we can say, okay, like withdraw all my funds from Aave, just to be sure that like nothing wrong is like exactly. And then if something like if a stable coin is starting to depeg, like over a short time of time, exactly. Absolutely. We can set that it's going to sell it, or it's going to rebalance, or going to do whatever else.
That's a huge impact. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like,
of course,
in the situation, like you said, you need 5 signatures. Let's say you're in a play, there's like an FTX kind of scenario. You've already got that safe, fully approved with your intents, being like, okay, we're selling everything just in case, and without people needing to worry. Yeah, that's something really huge. Exactly.
And you can put some safeguards and limits. So you can say that, okay, this can happen, but this cannot.
Yes.
Like, only 100K can be sold, but not 200. Or you can say that like no funds can be withdrawn from that wallet, right? Okay. It can sell, but like the funds will always stay in that wallet, or it can't be transferred anywhere. So there is like a lot of safeguards that you can put on to ensure that like any unwanted behavior is happening. So it really is like game changing for funds, for institutions to manage their assets, but also that like in the next phase it's going to be also for any retail users as well.
Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, there's so much possibility. Sorry, it's getting like my head really thinking about that.
I know.
Like these applications are really huge and like a big problem in our industry. So
I
like
totally agree.
Kind of like to finish off, we're in a year's time when we're sitting here in these chairs again talking about Mimic Finance. Where and how would you like to be? What have you achieved, and where is your next route?
Yep. So we're gonna have our platform, like institutional platform, deployed and operating. Not an MVP already, I guess. Like, but it's probably not going to be the end product yet. And then hopefully we're going to have our APIs and SDKs built in as well. So any apps, any developers will be able to integrate our infrastructure into their applications. So that's how I see us in the 12 months time, and then hopefully on the path to build the retail application, so we can open it up to anyone.
Oh wow. Fascinating. I'm excited, and we'll be following up next year. This was Weaving Web3 with Mimic Finance, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Super, naprawdę bardzo fajnie to było.